Hey, it's here in 22.2. Tableau are updating the ICU and the Qt libraries that are contained inside of Tableau. This essentially has an impact on filtering and sorting and a bunch of other things, depending on the language and country you're coming from. If you don't know what anything I've just said is about, let me tell you. Let's get stuck in. So for the first time in a while, I'm actually doing a video without Tableau or Tableau Prep or any Tableau product because I've essentially got the notes from the pre-release, which explains this pretty well. Let's first start with the ICU updates. Essentially, the ICU stands for International Components for Unicode. This is actually a specific library of information that's provided by a standardized body. Now, the reason this is important is because in different languages, the Unicode characters and the way we form words and letters behave in completely different ways. An example might be, let's say you're ordering things using alphabetical order. Well, in English, that's from A to Z, but in other languages, the alphabetical order doesn't work the way maybe you and I would expect. The additional thing is that if you look at data in different contexts, let's say you're sorting things like a phone book, the alphabetical order in a phone book or the sort order in a phone book might be different to the sort order in a piece of text, for example. You might have different contexts for sorting in different ways. And essentially what the ICU library does is it creates a standardized body of all of that information that's specific to locales around the world and languages around the world. And what Tableau have done is they've updated that library for security reasons inside of the product. Now, the net effect of that is that because this update is being done now, you could see changes in the way that localization filters, calls and ranges work, specifically inside of Tableau. Let's say every time you pick a drop-down filter, in certain languages, there might be a change. And what I did is I grabbed the table that was included in the pre-release notes that actually details the specific things to look for different languages. So I'll just put this up on screen now. You should hopefully already be able to see it. You can see here that there are some languages where this has a bigger impact than others. Mostly the Japanese and the Chinese or Korean languages where there's a lot of change there. But nonetheless, if you see anything weird happening with filtering or sorting, anything like that, this is exactly what to expect. Now, what I hope the release notes do go on and share is a little bit more detailed information like I've got here. So we do get a little bit more of a breakdown. And this specific example, the most notable changes between ICU 44 and the one that Tableau is moving to, which is ICU 68, are the updates to the local collation tables. Here are a few things to look out for. A logic that expects data to be sorted in a particular order or to function correctly. Any sort of data that is persisted. Any data that is persisted that relies on data sorted in a consistent way. These are essentially just things to go look out for. And there's sort of different contexts for this as well. So search, regex, specific locale formatting, numbers, times, currencies, temperatures. This is the kind of stuff that can kind of drive you up the wall if you don't understand there's something else going on. You think something is always sorted in a specific way, but it just so happens in your business there's that one use case that's super important where it needs to sort another way, and actually this might come to the fore when you're looking at this particular set of updates. So I'm not an ICU expert. I'm definitely not a character expert either. I'm not part of the Unicode standards body. So what I would recommend you do is you go over to the website. There's actually a dedicated website, icu.unicode.org, and you can go ahead and look for the standards. So Tableau have gone from 44 to 68, I believe. So let's see. I think this is here's a text where they specifically highlight what they're going from and to. And so you can go and look at the differences there. And what this body does is they actually highlight the importance of it and what impact it has. So if you want some proper documentation and you have a bit more time than I do to go into real depth of this, this is what you'll see. I think for most people in the English language, you won't see much of a difference. I don't think there'll be a huge difference. It seems to be affecting a specific subset of languages. In this particular case, it's CGK, otherwise known as China, Japanese, and Korean, that are most affected by this. Okay. Now, the other change is the Qt library. So what is a Qt library? Lots of terms here. Now, Tableau develops software, as you know, and they like to probably not have to develop things multiple times. So what they do is they use this library called Qt, allows them to build software in one place and then deploy it in multiple different places. So the Qt library, essentially a third-party tool that is used for creating the graphical interface that we know for Tableau. It allows them to build cross-platform applications and a bunch of other things that supports Linux, Windows, and Mac. The change here is that Tableau is updating its internal library for the Qt framework, and that means it's going to have an impact on what we see in desktop. Now, the only real warning for this is that when you have upgrades, you do see defects throughout the product, which is not really that helpful. While many of these defects are associated with rendering of the visualization or native UI elements, feature-specific defects are not uncommon because the upgrade also includes a newer version of Chromium, web-based UI, and features are likely to present defects as well. So basically, if anything looks weird, this might be the reason in 2022.2. I like that I feel like this is being snuck in there as a feature. Hey, we've upgraded this thing, but it's going to cause a bunch of defects. That's typically not a feature. That does sort of make sense, but it's in there in the notes as a feature release. What I'm hoping is we see benefits from these new libraries being implemented. Again, if you want to go check out what Qt is, who else uses Qt, you can go to the qt.io website. If you actually go down, you'll see that Tableau and a bunch of other companies are noted as big users. So Sky, Peugeot, Rockwell Automation, Tableau, LG, Mercedes-Benz, and it's used in lots of different contexts. Tableau, I don't think, use every single part of the Qt framework, but yeah, it's absolutely something that Tableau does use, to the fact that they are a named customer on the Qt webpage, and it basically talks about business intelligence and analytics and what they're using Qt to do. So if you want to know more about that, I'll put the link to both this and the ICU stuff in the description so you can go find out more. But the general message here is look out for quirks, look out for bugs, look out for things that don't look like they should or behave the way they should. It might be caused by the ICU or the Qt library updates. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.